Welcome to London's Calling. It's a crazy amount of people we've got in the room. So thanks for joining the event today. My name is Joshua Hoskins. I am a Salesforce MVP and the Director of Product Development at Talent Rover. I've been involved in the Salesforce community for a number of years, putting on many events like this. But for the past, I believe, like year and a half, my part in the community that I contribute is doing DemoJams. DemoJams are pretty simple. They're a way for partners in the ecosystem to be able to demonstrate cool features that they do. One of the things that's most beneficial to not only the folks that you're going to hear from, but also the people who interact with you, is if you're in this room and you're experiencing one of these apps, you may not have a need for this app today or for services today, but someone else that you're talking to within the ecosystem may have it too. So please do give them your undivided attention. Within the Demo Jam, every participant will get 3 minutes to demo either their services or either their application, and then voting at the end. And we do have prizes for the winner. So let's get this party started. So first up is Mavens Consulting and Paul.
Thank
you. Go for it.
Josh. Okay, cool, microphone's on. Thank you. So, to kick it off, we don't have products at Mavens. We're a consulting company. So, I'm going to demo to you what we sell to our customers, which is us. So, Mavens are an exclusively healthcare and life sciences focused partner. We don't do anything other than working with companies that try and help improve patient outcomes and make you all better when you get sick. So, everything we do is around connecting people to cures and around elevating healthcare and just really making sure that patient outcomes are improved. So I've been with Mavens for a couple of years now, and I've worked on many different projects, some that are identity solutions, marketing cloud solutions, sales solutions, service solutions, mobile apps. And I just wanted to talk to you about one particular project I worked on last year that kind of, hit home for me about the kind of work I do and why it's important. So I was asked to build a reference architecture application, a proof of concept for one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world. And it was just to show how all these amazing pieces of technology of Salesforce, Heroku, Viva, Amazon, Fitbits, gamification, all of these things, how they could work together, have a mobile front end, and really help have an adherence application so that if you were suffering from diabetes, it could help you make sure you took your medication, track your blood sugar levels, and really just make sure that you got better. So from a technical standpoint, I'm a developer. It was brilliant. I loved playing with all the cool shit that I got to play with. I got to do some amazing stuff. But then I got to see it put in the hands of some people who would be end users. And that was really the best thing about it, getting to see that, for these people it would actually change their lives, and for the doctors it would help them look after the patients better. So a lot of you have probably heard of Mavens through Mavens Mate. Hands up who's heard of Mavens Mate, which is the best IDE. Thank you, everyone.
That's what we should see now. I want to see Mavens Mate.
Mavens Mate is an open source project, so I can't sell you something that's free.
Oh.
You can try.
Darn.
But you've probably also heard of us from the talks we've done at Dreamforce. We've done about 30 talks over the last 2 years on machine learning and virtual reality. There's a virtual reality talk I'm doing this afternoon. Things on like React Native, communities, all that super cool stuff. And that's just the stuff we share when we're not doing things like this that help improve people's lives. We're a gold partner in the US, and we're a silver partner here in the UK, and we're looking to grow out and improve our team and make it bigger and make everyone else more successful and help bring these cures to people. So if you'd like to hear about our remote working structure, our unlimited vacation, come and speak to me down at booth number 3. If you just want to learn about how you can do machine learning on Salesforce or virtual reality or any of these other things, or just want a Mavens Mate sticker, or to whinge about a Mavens Mate bug by the sounds of it as everyone's doing, come and speak to me at booth number 3 as well. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy London's Calling.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Paul.
Okay, perfect, guys. Lovely to meet you all. I'm Oliver. I work for Abster. Abster, we provide email integration for Salesforce, really in-depth email integration. Now, the whole idea behind this product is you guys, every single one of you out there, has invested in Salesforce. You've probably spent a ton of money buying Salesforce and customizing Salesforce and training your users on Salesforce, and then buying all these other add-ons to Salesforce, whether it's a marketing tool or a power dialer. Every department in your business is reliant on Salesforce, and more specifically, the data that sits within Salesforce. However, the issue arises where you leave it to people like me, the end user, to keep Salesforce up to date. This doesn't work. So, what we do at Abster have created a managed package which sits inside Salesforce. So the whole idea is when you look at an account, in this example here, what I can see is I've got 5 contacts at this company, And I've got 5 emails that have been added to the system. Kind of a stereotypical account view in Salesforce. This is in no way a true representation of our relationship with this account. This is a representation of what my team manually added to Salesforce. Now let's scroll down to the Abster product. What you see here is an iframe that's visible against the account, contact, lead, and opportunity views in Salesforce. And the way it works is each individual user connects their email account to our platform. We'll work with any email client, Outlook, Gmail, Lotus Notes, if anybody's still on that. And once all the team have connected up their email accounts to our platform, you'll see these 3 tabs populate with data. The first tab is your emails. You have a chronological view of every single sent and received email between anyone in your organization and anyone at this account automatically. It doesn't matter whether it was sent from a mobile, an iPad, their desktop, some other new piece of technology that I'm not even aware of. It's all captured automatically. And now that the emails are in your system, we can give you insight into the contacts. So remember I showed you there was only 5 contacts at this account? Well, actually, there's 12 contacts at this account that our team liaise with. They just never added them to the system. They're all now instantly visible. And then the final tab will start alerting you to changes in data. The challenge is once all those contacts are in the system, how do you keep them up to date? Because data decays very, very rapidly. You utilize the data in the email signatures and compare that with the existing record that's on Salesforce and alert you to the most up-to-date data. There's a hell of a lot more that we do. Things like email tracking, calendar syncing, lots of functionality. If you have any requirement to integrate your emails with Salesforce or have any data challenges, come and speak to us. Thank you.
Awesome. Under 3 minutes. We are going to get a short little demo of Exactly, yeah?
Thank you, Joshua.
Go.
John Whitehead from Exactly. At Exactly, we're all about driving performance and behavior in your organization through the use of incentives. And I'm going to start this little demo on the opportunity object. So anybody out there in the audience who's in a sales role using Sales Cloud to manage their deals, this will be a pretty familiar screen. But there's a challenge with this layout in that there's nothing on here that directly drives my performance and my behavior. I can't see how I'm doing against my goals. I can't see what's in it for me on this particular deal. Well, the good news is, once you've got Exactly up and running in your Salesforce org, the admin in your company can, in seconds, drag and drop the Exactly estimator widget onto this screen. Now, as a sales rep, I can immediately see on this opportunity what's in it for me. I can see the commission that's available to me in earnings. I can see any bonuses. And I can see how this deal has actually moved the needle against my goals. Now, the power of this really comes into effect when I'm reworking the deal. If I change the product mix, the offer on the right here, if I discounted the deal, if I change the close date, I can immediately recalculate and see the impact that has on my personal payout. This might disincline me to do that discounting because I'll feel it. I'll feel it in my paycheck. It also, if the company's running some marketing campaign with a special product and an incentive associated with it, as I rework the deal, I will align the offer I'm making to the customer with the corporate objectives of the organization. Now, as well as the estimator, there's also dashboards available inside Salesforce. So, as a sales leader, if I'm in finance or sales, I've got access directly to all this rich compensation data directly in the app. So, for example, I can see how my sales reps are doing against their monthly earnings. I can see over time how they're doing against their quota attainment. Or even by product. Look at the payout by product. Start to get an understanding of the cost of sale of individual products or product lines. So by combining this data with other sales data, cost data from within Salesforce, I can make really effective decisions to drive the performance and the direction of my company. Now, because we're doing the incentive compensation calculations directly within Salesforce,
30 seconds.
I've got access to detailed data. I can drill down into the detail. Now, Kathy, one of the sales reps, very detail-oriented when looking at her paycheck, and this enables her to see why she earned what she earned. This sort of self-service visibility really engenders trust and motivation in the Salesforce. And that's why using Salesforce and Exactly and the use of incentives can drive performance and behavior in your workforce.
Wow, pretty impressive. Great job. Just for any time. All right, over to you guys. Go.
You guys have probably all heard of Conger, document generation and reporting. Been a Salesforce AppExchange partner for 10 years now, so heavily featured on the AppExchange birthday video a couple of weeks ago. You've all probably seen us talking about quotes or invoices, maybe an account plan, proposal. We actually thought we'd do something a little different today and be a little topical. So for those of you that follow football, there was a transfer deadline window last Monday. So what we're actually going to do is Ross is going to act as a football manager and I'm going to act as a football chairman. So we're going to use Salesforce and we're going to pull data that sits in multiple different objects in form of transfer targets. So what you'll see here, there's multiple different information. There's an image, there's a bio, there's lots of information. So we're going to do some very interesting roll-up summaries and nested queries on this data. And we're going to quite simply hit transfer shortlist. And this is going to run Conger in background mode. So users are not going to need to do anything other than click that button and a document's going to be generated. Now, Docusign are on
Can it click automatically for me?
Potentially, not in this demo.
All right.
So we're actually going to use Docusign's functionality to actually present this output and then get it signed. So when this comes through and finalizes, Ross is going to switch screens. And what you'll see here, via Docusign, is Conger FC. We're going to see a message here which is actually pulled through from the information in Salesforce. We're going to click on Review Document, and you're going to see the output that Conger creates. So for those of you that don't know Conger, we're all about creating sophisticated, smart outputs. You can pull in images. You can pull in data. This is sitting in various different objects within Salesforce. So thought we'd be a little bit different and not just use a normal account plan or quote. But you can see the output. It's going to be signed. It's going to go finished. And then that will go on to me to sign. But I won't do too much of the Docusign piece. I know Bill's up in a minute to talk about Docusign. But that's Conger.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Round of applause for Conger.
Hi guys, my name's Bill from Docusign, with the global leader in electronic signatures. Just want to show of hands, who's signed a document through Docusign before? All right, so and keep your hands up if you absolutely loved it. All right, bit of a risky question, but it's Friday, so I went for it. Right, so what I'm going to do in 2.5 minutes is send out a sales contract for signature, have it signed by 2 people. We'll go through the signing experience, and then we'll see how it looks within your Salesforce environment as well. So I've got everything I need in my account level. I've got the company name. I've got my billing address. I've got all my contacts of who needs to sign it, and then I've got all my quotes and products all listed within Salesforce as well. So I'm going to click Attach and Send Document. So what this is going to do, you're going to see the sales contract is already pre-populated here. I've got all the information I need, which we'll see on the next screen. I've got the 2 recipients that's going through, so I've got a bit of a workflow here where I've got your solution engineer signing first and the finance director counter-signing that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Next, and here we'll see the document with the data fields. Love live demos. So here we can see the order form that I'm sending out. So all of the information where you can see the billing address, the company name, the products that were listed in Salesforce has automatically been pre-populated onto the document, saving me a hell of a lot of time. I've got what I require from the signers: signature, full name, title, and date signed. So I'm going to click Send, and now this sales contract is out for signature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the email inbox of my customers. So everything we're going through now as well will be fully customized, to your company as well. So you have all your brands, your logos, your fancy little profile picture here, and your email message as well. So they're going to click View Documents, and as we're going through this, it's always going to look the same whether you're on a mobile, tablet, computer, doesn't matter. So we can see the order form here. Now what it's telling me, I need my signature. So I'm going to click Sign. I can either select a style or draw it out, which is obviously popular for a mobile or an iPad. I'm going to click Adopt and Sign. It's already got my title because obviously I'm an SE. So I'm going to click confirm signing, and now I've signed that. So now what's happened is, don't ask me how I did this, but I got 2 email inboxes into one email inbox, basically. So just pretend this is another email inbox. It's automatically now gone to the finance director to sign. So exactly the same process. He's going to click view documents, and now he's actually going to see the signature of his SE, so he knows that he's approved it. It's all technically good. And now he can sign that document as well, adopt and sign. We can see here he's got obviously the different job title. He's an
10
FD,
seconds.
so that's been pre-populated in there. We'll confirm signing, and now that contract has now been completed. So both of them, they automatically received a signed copy of that signed agreement. Myself as a sales rep, I'm happy it's Friday, I've got a deal in. I can see that
And
the
your time's
opportunity's
almost up.
automatically been to close one, and I've got the signed agreement here under notes and attachments as well.
Woohoo! All right. All right, and now
right.
and another Lightning UI.
Another Lightning.
All right, cool.
Actually, the nut lightning is exciting because it is a little less than lightning right now. But okay.
All
So
right, your time starts now.
okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a quote. So I go to my opportunity, and the SteelBrick quote is right here. So I'm going to go click new. So my customer wants this. They're waiting. They're staring at me. So I'm going to try to do this right now. So I just do a couple of things in this object. I'm going to say the start date is right after my close date. The subscription term is 24 months. The account I was looking at is Zebra. The opportunity is a T&E. We're a T&E HR type of a company. My primary contact is Robert Loblaw or blah, blah, blah. And already a quote has been created. So what I want to do is the magic of SteelBrick. So what I want to do is the CPQ, which is configure price quote. So the first piece, I'm going to do configuration. So one of the great parts about SteelBrick is, as we're looking slowly, it offers guided selling. So especially for new AEs, they can answer certain questions, and it'll suggest what products they should sell. So when it clicks suggest, the T&E expense suite is what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Now it's going to take me into my configurator, and it gives me all the add-ons and licensing that I need. So this is what I selected. Here's some add-ons I can change based on what my customer wants. I have training. And then for services, I can even do customized services by adding or subtracting certain customized areas. So I'm ready. I've configured it. I'm going to save it. I'm now moving on to my pricing. So I'm opening up a shopping cart type of a view where it's going to give me all of the areas that I have in my quote. Let's say my customer says, I want a 15% discount here and a 20% discount here. I can calculate to see what parts of my quote I'll have to go to my management to get approval for. So quickly I see some of this my manager's going to have to approve. I'm going to just go ahead and go forward because I want to get this quote to my customer in probably less than a minute. So now what I see is I have the opportunity to send it through a document. Thanks to Conger. We use them in order to do that. I'm also going to add a little bit of marketing collateral to this, but I want to take a look at it before I actually send it. So now the little hamster is running to Heroku to help us to develop this document using Conger. And so I'm going to see the quote preview, and this is the part where I go and get myself a little coffee or tea while it's generating the document. So how are you guys? Everyone good? All right, here we go. Okay, so as the document comes up, I see that it has a cover page. It has a letter that I can tweak within the object. It has the lines, and even at the end, T's and C's, and my marketing document at the end. I'm going to go ahead and send that with Docusign, and I'm now finished. And if I still have time, I can show you as soon as it's done that in my inbox, I should have that email from Docusign ready for my customer who has already gotten the quote, and they can review the document immediately, which we already saw in the other demo. And if I had time, I would sign it. And once I sign it, it moves my opportunity from proposal automatically to close one. So
And you're
it's
out of
all
time.
done in SteelBrick.
Nice. On the other side of the phone, where there's so many product options, so many things, that are happening. Or if you're in an organization that's consistently trying to upsell your customer, these types of products make it very easy for the end users. And they're configurable, they're data-driven. So anytime you have some complex selling requirements, complex T's and C's, look up SteelBrick. Thank you very much. All right, can I get a show of hands of anyone who has any questions for any one of the partners that demoed today? Normally we have sort of a question and answer thing. So anyone have any dire questions that need to be answered? Britt's so quiet. All right, cool. All right, so we'll move on to voting. All right, where's my Vanna?